A few months ago, I reviewed the Asus ZenBook 3 Deluxe UX490. Now, it is a mouthful, but it is one gorgeous, beautiful, thin and light laptop. But I wanted something with a little bit more versatility and that had a touchscreen along with some pen support. The good news is Asus recently updated its Asus ZenBook Flip S to the UX370UA, and it made a lot of improvements, including that thin and light design and extremely stunning looks. Hey everybody, it's Andrew from AMDtech, and this is my unboxing and review of the Asus ZenBook Flip S UX370UA. The ZenBook Flip S comes in at $13.99. It's a signature edition and I got it from the Microsoft Store, so there will be no bloatware or any kind of crapware. Nice. The main selling features here are the fact that it has beautiful looks in its stunning thin and light design. It's got a 13.3-inch display, either 4K or Full HD, and you get N-Trig pen support, and it is more akin to the Surface Pen from last generation. Now, under the hood is the Intel Core i7-7500 CPU. It runs Windows 10 Pro, it has 16 GB of RAM, and my unit has 512 GB of M.2 SATA SSD storage. And there's going to be an 8th generation version coming out very shortly with the Core i5-8250 CPU. That's a quad-core CPU, and that's the version I would go with. It comes in two colors, smoky gray and royal blue with gold accents. Now, it did arrive within a couple of days from Microsoft, so it's pretty good in terms of shipping, and the box itself is pretty premium. Once you open it up, you realize this is a very premium device, without a doubt. Now, holding the unit for the first time, you realize this is one of the thinnest and lightest 13-inch convertibles out there on the market. And just like the ZenBook 3 Deluxe, they include a carrying case or sleeve in the box, and it actually looks pretty nice. Not embarrassed to carry it around town in that. And they also, of course, include the pen. It's N-Trig. We'll talk more about the pen in just a little bit. Now, in the box, they also include a cleaning cloth. You're going to need it because this does attract fingerprints pretty easily. You get some documentation and warranty information along with your power adapter. Now, it's USB Type-C and it's 45 watts. And you get the universal dock from Asus. It has an additional USB-C, a HDMI port, and a USB 3.0 Type-A. Now, this is a $13.99 device, but I have to say they do give you quite a lot for your money by including those accessories. Now, as far as ports are concerned, here's what you get. On the right side of the device, you have a USB Type-C. Unfortunately, it's not Thunderbolt 3, but you can do data, charge, and display out. And next to that is your fingerprint sensor for Windows Hello login. Worked really well, setup was easy, and pretty much registered my finger every time I used it. And next to that is an indicator light letting you know that the device is in use, and you also have your volume rocker up and down along with your power button. And moving along to the left side of the device, you have a heating vent as well as a battery indicator light letting you know if the device is charging. You also have your headset jack, 3.5mm, and of course you have your second USB Type-C. You can do charge, data, and display out. Once again, not Thunderbolt 3 supported. Now, it has a sturdy 360-degree metal hinge, and it actually has been holding up pretty well since I've received this device. Now, you can go into the different modes, such as tent mode, stand mode, tablet mode, and of course, laptop mode. Now, you can get this with a 4K display. This is the Full HD version with a resolution of 1920 by 1080. That's 166 pixels per inch, and it has a 16:9 aspect ratio. It does cover the color gamut pretty well at 90% RGB and 74% Adobe RGB. Brightness is pretty good at 340 nits, no issues with indoor or even outdoor use for that matter, but in direct sunlight it may be an issue. The blacks are very deep, the colors are very vibrant. This is a very sharp Full HD display. And as is the trend in 2017, they went with the thin bezels. Always nice to see that. Now, you also get the pen. It's included in the price and it has 1024 levels of pressure sensitivity. It uses one quadruple A battery, which is included, and it uses the N-Trig pen technology, the same as the last gen Surface Pen. It employs good palm rejection, and it's really good for note-taking with OneNote or other note-taking apps, as well as doing sketching and digital artwork with the digital pen. It worked pretty well, so digital artists and note-takers will certainly like the fact that this is included in this price point. One thing to keep in mind, when you're in stand mode, the screen will wobble a bit due to the 360-degree hinge. That is just something that is inherent in that kind of design. Of course, when you're in tablet mode using the pen, it is not an issue. Now, I really do like the keyboard. I like the one on the UX490, and I like the one on the Asus ZenBook Flip S, which is what you see here. It's got 1mm of key travel, and it really feels good, comfortable to type on for extended periods of typing. It has multiple levels of backlighting, great for dimly lit rooms. It also utilizes a precision touchpad. It's nicely sized, it was responsive, and it worked well. Windows 10 gestures worked as advertised, and two-finger scrolling was a pleasure. It has two speakers located on the bottom of the device. They're Harman Kardon branded, and they are actually pretty good. They're pretty rich, pretty full in sound, volume is good. I just wish they weren't on the bottom of the device. I'm not a big fan of that placement, but overall I think the sound was actually pretty good, pretty powerful for such a small, thin and light device. Let's hear it in action. So this is the front-facing webcam on the Asus ZenBook Flip S. Once again, Asus is giving us a VGA webcam, which is unacceptable in 2017. Apple did this with the 12-inch MacBook. Asus did this with the UX490, and now they're doing it here again. And I'm pretty disappointed in the fact that this is 2017 and they're still putting a VGA webcam on a high-end premium thin and light laptop. Now I understand this is a thin and light laptop, but other manufacturers are able to put HD webcams on their laptops. Why can't they do it on this convertible? And I think that's definitely some BS going on there over at Asus. So I'm going to call them out on this. This is definitely the worst part of this device, which is an otherwise great device. The fact that they put such a lousy webcam on this convertible. So this has been the front-facing webcam on the Asus ZenBook Flip S. It runs Windows 10 Pro, has 16 gigabytes of RAM, and it has 512 gigabytes of SSD storage. The unit I have has a SanDisk M2 SATA SSD drive, and it really was a little bit disappointing. I wanted one with an NVMe SSD drive, and the results on the Crystal Disk Mark test are really indicative of what you'd get with an M2 SATA drive. And performance was good with the Core i7-7500U CPU. As you can see from these benchmarks, it did well. It will throttle under heavy load, so if you're thinking about doing some gaming on this, that's something to certainly keep in mind. As far as battery life is concerned, you're going to get about 7 to 8 hours of what I call normal use under the AMDtech endurance test. That's 40% screen brightness, doing Netflix, YouTube, some light gaming, some Photoshop, and some browsing under the Edge browser. I got about 7.5 to 7 hours and 45 minutes. Again, your mileage may vary depending on your usage. Of course, anything with heavy load is going to take its toll on the battery life, such as gaming, video editing. If you're going to do those tasks, you're going to get about half that battery time. And also keep in mind, since this is such a thin and light device running a Core i7 processor, it's going to throttle under heavy load. That's just the way it is in order to keep this device running. Now there is some fan noise, and when it does come under heavy load you will hear it, but it's not very loud and not very distracting. It's actually pretty quiet in terms of fan noise, not bad. So at the end of the day, can I recommend the Asus ZenBook Flip S UX370UA? It's a mouthful to say, but it also has a lot to offer. It's a very powerful thin and light laptop that really is stunning in looks. As far as the royal blue with the gold accents, I'm a big fan. I like that it's full HD display. It also comes in a 4K version. I like the fact they include the pen, the sleeve, and the dock in the $13.99 price point. I think it's a good value overall, really good looking laptop, really powerful speakers, which I'm impressed with even though they're located on the bottom. But if you're going to get this, wait for the new version with the Core i5-8250 processor. It's quad-core. It'll show some improvements in performance and battery life. So I would hold out for that version. But overall, I think this is definitely a buy. So what do you think about the Asus ZenBook Flip S? I really do like it. I like the fact that it's thin and light, has a gorgeous look to it, that royal blue with gold accents, much like I loved in the Asus ZenBook 3 Pro Deluxe that I recently reviewed, and it's been pretty popular on my channel as far as views. I really think this one is taking that to the next level in the sense that it gives you more versatility as a convertible. You can flip it into tablet, stand mode. Of course, you could do tent mode. Using the pen is really handy for note takers and digital artists. Sure, it's like a last generation Surface Pen with only 1024 levels of pressure sensitivity, but it still worked well nonetheless. And I love the fact they throw it in the box along with a sleeve and the dock. So I'm really impressed. At $13.99, you're getting a Core i7 and soon to be you're going to get it the 8th generation Intel processor, but they're giving you all this stuff. You're getting the Core i7 Kaby Lake processor in this version. You're getting a really sharp display, really good sound. Really, there's nothing to really be down about it. I think the average battery life to above average battery life is good considering it only has a 39 watt-hour battery, hence the thin and light design. But I'm curious to know what you think. Leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know what you think about the Asus ZenBook Flip S. I am curious to know. So please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share this video. Don't forget to leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's a device or something out there you think I should review. I'll do my best to try to make that happen. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, and of course our website, AMDtechreviews.com. So until next time, this is Andrew from AMDtech. See ya.